Welcome back, Source Nation. You're listening to Indie Soul Saturday.
Source Nation, we are back in our second hour. Definitely glad to be here. Once again, glad you all are tuned in. This is your host, James Johnson, and again, you're tuned in to Indie Soul Saturdays. It's always great to bring new talent onto the show, people that we have not had the opportunity to connect with. And that here with our guest this hour. Her name is Kimberly, and she's doing some really, really amazing things out here. Definitely glad to bring her on. Want to introduce you all to her. Hey, welcome to the show, Kimberly.
Hi.
It's amazing to have you on today. Thanks so much for taking the time out with us today.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure.
I think it's an amazing experience, and you have so much going on, obviously, with your new album, Laugh at the Devil, and I think that there's so much that you're getting out with that. So I really want to start today's conversation off really, just really talking about who you are as an artist, really introducing yourself to Source Nation.
Absolutely. And I first want to thank Source Nation for allowing me this opportunity. You guys have really been an inspiration, and I really appreciate your time and the fact that you're supporting me and my endeavors. I love you guys. You guys
Definitely.
Stay encouraged. As you guys know, I am Kimberly. My testimony, Laugh at the Devil is pretty much, it's my whole entire testimony from my financial struggles, my relationship struggles, up until my breakthrough. I'm an artist. I consider myself experimental. The genre, as far as the genre, I consider my genre experimental. Like I said in my bio, I don't really want to be put in a box to be actually labeled as a certain type of artist. I feel like labeling myself as an experimental artist will kind of allow me the opportunity to let people know that I am for the world. I'm for everybody, gospel, R&B, jazz. I want to reach everybody, and I want everybody to know that you can, the sounds of my music, it incorporates all of that, that you would just love it. Whether you love R&B, you'll love my music. Whether you love gospel, you'll enjoy my music. It's tailor-made for everyone. So that's why I consider myself, I would say, experimental.
I think it's beautiful. I think that you're definitely, you're definitely accomplishing what you want in terms of, reaching different artists different audiences, and obviously
Absolutely.
touching on and whatnot. I think that you definitely are doing that, and you're like that perfect picture or that perfect model of the independent artist. You're working really hard out here, and now obviously you're starting to really reap the reward and the benefit of your hard work, and it's really good because I think that there's obviously there's so much different music out there, but there's just something in your spirit and in the music that you're delivering that we're definitely not getting, in a lot of places. So it's definitely good. You definitely are, welcome in this industry, and we really do love what it is that you're doing out here. Talk about a little bit of the work that really went into kind of sculpting who you wanted to be as an artist.
Well, basically, I kind of realized my purpose and how I directly connected to the people that went through the same thing that I went through and needed help. Basically, I'm that survivor, and I really appreciate the fact that I'm able to tell my story and heal people from damaging thoughts and feelings. You just never know about the healing process until, you reach your breakthrough.
Right.
My testimony and how I made it through. The devil thought he had me. He had me in a very weak place. He tried to crumble me and all sorts of things of that nature, but God captured me, and I can now laugh at the devil. He used my husband, he used my job, my family against me, financial struggles. And, I can just remember that my talent and my gift is my purpose. And, God sometimes put us in a position where he allow us to go through things so that we can see ourselves. And I really, see myself these last 2 years. I've made a lot of changes. I've prayed more, built a better relationship with God, a greater relationship with God. And I am so grateful. And I really appreciate, that God chose me, And I've basically my whole look on things in my album, and it's pretty much tailor-made to just encourage people, because I feel like who is going to reach those people that don't, know nothing about Christ? Where are the positive singers that write the kind of lyrics that have the positive and spiritual message that will sound just like, the music from popular entertainers that people are so used to hearing and they love, songs that are able to capture people's attention and, to attention of everybody, young people, older people, just like the entertainers that we hear today. I feel like who's going to have the little girls to finish high school and finish college and embark on a higher learning, and most importantly, who's going to teach, people about the love of Christ in a down-to-earth kind of manner, a manner that will not bore them but excites them just like the typical artist does, Who's going to reach those individuals who just simply don't go to church and listen to gospel on a daily basis? They need that connection with an artist that's inspirational, but still hear that same sound that they love from the greatest artists that you hear today. I have to trust what God is doing and the position that he has in, my life that he has for me. My purpose is to, serve as a role model. My image right now is the music model. That pretty much boils down to being a role model and present an image in the industry that incorporates the right values, the right attitude, the right behavior, and just the image that others will admire and want to emulate. My job is to reach people that do not have a relationship with God. I just really have to trust the position that God has me in, because right now I'm in a position where I have to reach those who are lost, those who just don't know, those who have no desire to go to church, the individuals that know nothing about Christ and his everlasting love. My job is to present a positive image, in the music industry that will lead people to Christ kind of in an unseen way, a way where they'll be listening to my song and they feel the vibe so greatly that they're like, oh my gosh, this is something that I need to hear. This is something that I'm going to take heed to, and it sounds down to earth. It sounds like something that I would listen to on a daily basis. And I definitely want to do all of this and create that image in the industry without judging people, without, like I said, without boring them, but absolutely in a clean, fun, and entertaining manner, in a manner that the world will enjoy, just like they enjoy music from popular entertainers such as Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, Usher, you name a few. So that my job right now is just to be that person, but be that person in an inspirational manner. At the end of the day, my music inspires.
I love it, and I think it's something that we've been looking for so long, but you just tend to not get it. So it's definitely good, obviously what it is that you're bringing out here. Kind of talk a little bit about, or speak to, kind of your breakthrough. So, what really got you to this point in your career?
Well, I would say my relationship struggles, my financial struggles, and my adversaries, they're all part of my testimony. At one point in my life, I thought my adversaries meant that my entire life and aspirations were totally over. But then I heard a voice from God, and I heard, the voice, when that I heard speaking to me was in absolute authority and self-evidencing reality. God, He was really talking to me. I was just really amazed, and it really caught my attention. And He said to me, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Put all of your troubles, give me all of your pain, all of your troubles, allow me to be your vindicator. And that very night I started to write. And I was basically healed from my damaging thoughts and feelings. I realized that God had a purpose for my pain. I needed every experience, whether it was bad or and good, to mold and shape me for the purpose that He has for me today. And like I said, I serve as a model. My image is the music model. I want to capture the attention specifically for women and young people and present an image in the industry that will refresh and renew the minds of them, and with the right values, with the right teachings, and just basically my motto is to all women, those who, particularly the women that actually been through something where their relationship kind of tormented them and broke, they just thought that they were just at the end of the road. I want to let them know that they don't have to fight their own battles. They don't have to cry anymore, because God said that He will never leave us nor forsake us. And He said, allow us to be His vindicator. So my motto is, allow God to be your vindicator so that you can act like the lady that God created.
I love that. I love it, and you're inspiring so many people. I actually want us to go ahead and move kind of toward the music, because I know we're going to be playing some of your songs here, and I've heard so many of your tracks now, and I absolutely love the music, but I know we're going to be playing today, Trust Nobody But God, I Want to Be Yours, and I'm Praying for You. So what I'm going to do is, for each song, I'll kind of have you speak to that song, and then we'll go ahead and introduce it and play it for the audience today. Then we'll come back and kind of move down the line. So we're actually going to start with Trust Nobody But God. So kind of speak a little bit to that song, and then we'll go ahead and play it.
Well, Trust Nobody But God was inspired. I was going through something, relationship struggles, even struggles with just people in general hurting me. People let you down, and I just got so into my feelings that I just felt like, oh my gosh, you just can't trust anyone but God. Like you put your heart and you put your soul into things, and they let you down. And it's like the only person who's bound to just be there for you and never leave nor forsake you is Jesus. And I built a relationship with Him, and I realized that He is the only person that I can truly trust and know 100% without a doubt that He will be there for me. He will never leave me. He will never hurt me. He will never desert me. He's there. He's my ride or die. I'm just so excited because, God is He's my friend. He's my everything, and I trust Him. And He's the only one that I realize that I can just totally be honest with, totally be myself with, and just totally trust. So Trust Nobody But God was inspired because of all of that I went through, and I feel like at the end of the day, you can trust God.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play that. This is Kimberly with Trust Nobody But God right here on Indie Soul Saturday.
I trust you in my heart, my soul, and you just threw it all out in the cold. I gave you 15 of my time. I gave you all of me,
Your voice is so beautiful. Talk about the process of, not just putting that song together, but all of your music. What is your process like in terms of putting your music together?
Going into prayer and meditating day and night, and just constantly, just staying prayed up and listening to ministers such as, people from my church. I read a lot of Bible Gateway scriptures. I just pretty much stay grounded in the Word because I have to, because once I do that, God will start speaking to me and I'll start to write. So a lot of my music is pretty much backed by, all of my music is backed by God because I built a relationship with Him, and I constantly pray and seek Him before I even, go into the studio. And I totally have something different on my mind as far as my lyrics and songs. Then when I go to praying and just asking God, God, I want you to guide me. God, I want you to, tell me what you want me to say to your people. He totally just started grounding me and molding and shaped me in the lyrics. And I go in the studio and I sing something just totally different from what I actually, created in the flesh. So a lot of times I allow my spirit man to just take over. And that's how I'm able to kind of write a lot of my music.
I think that's awesome, though. Like, in what ways has your music been able to be a little bit more therapeutic for you kind of after the fact? So once you put it together and then you go back and listen to it, in what ways has that been helpful and therapeutic for you, continuing to go through the different things that you battle?
Well, I mean, when I listen to my music, I just feel relaxed, and I know that is God talking and through me, and I feel humble. I feel wonderful. It makes me, and sometimes when I want to, go to sleep or just want to hear something that's going to relax me, I definitely play a track from Kimberly-Indie. So it definitely relaxes me. I go to and I encourage anyone, if you're going through anything, whatever you're going through, if you just put on a track from Kimberly-Indie, the album Laugh from the Devil, you'll be immediately released from damaging thoughts and feelings. I hate to, and you know what, I'm blessed, and I thank God for guiding me with my album. I can say it's totally all God, and that's why I am able to actually listen to my album and feel encouraged. And it's me, that's encouraging myself, because sometimes, whether you believe it or not, we got to find ways to encourage ourselves. So I encourage myself. Absolutely. So that's pretty much.
Yeah, there's a lot of times ways in which we really need to encourage ourselves. I think that you're 100% right with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next song. I want you to talk a little bit or speak a little bit to I Want to Be Yours.
I Want to Be Yours was one of the very first tracks that I wrote, and I came up with that, because I had an epiphany. I just began to cry out to God and just basically say, God, what do you want me to do, God? I just give you my all. I just say yes to you, God. And immediately I started listening to this beat that an artist by the name of Lucid One created for me. So I started listening to the beat, and after, I was on my knees and I was praying to God, all of a sudden the beat was just playing, the music was just playing, and I said, I'm on my knees, it's just you and me, Lord. And I'm just saying it, and it went so smooth with the beat, and I continued on with it and added more. And a lot of times, like I told you earlier, I pray before I go to the studio. So the song was not even completely written. I started doing more as I just flowed in the studio. It just all came just at me. I started freestyling and God just started talking to me the more, and I was able to just continue to add to that song. So that's how I Want to Be Yours was kind of created.
So we're going to go ahead and play that. This is Kimberly with I Want to Be Yours right here on Indie Soul Saturday. Definitely a beautiful song. How often are you getting out performing?
I try to perform at least 2 to 3 times a month. I have a lot of tours coming up this summer where I'm going to actually be performing a lot more. So I'm excited about that. You guys can definitely find out more information on that. I post a lot of things on my fan page on Facebook. So
right.
If you're interested in finding out where I'm performing, all of that information will be on Facebook and also my website, KimberlyKimberly.net.
I definitely will be, getting all of that information together and then hopefully come out to a show because we definitely would love to see you. But I know we have one more song here. So we're going to go ahead and I'll let you speak to that. And that one is I'm Praying for You. So kind of talk a little bit about that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm Praying for You was actually my second song that I wrote, inspired by God. I'm Praying for You is a position that I actually was able to get myself into instead of like I used to, instead of getting into my feelings and handling situations myself. I just give it all to God. So those people who try to, talk down on me, those people who just so against me, you have a lot of people that just hate on you and just really try to find ways to bring you down. And instead of me handling things myself and getting upset and getting into my feelings and making my soul and my mind even weaker, I just learned to just start praying about everything that I go through. And even the ones that despite against me, I just totally started praying for just everything, I'm praying for you. Well, however you look at me, whatever you do to me, I point and just say, you know what, I'm praying for you. Sometimes we have to pray for our enemies.
Most definitely.
And everything else will fall in place, absolutely.
So we're going to go ahead and play that. This is I'm Praying for You by Kimberly right here on Indie Soul Saturday.
What you looking at? I see you talking, but you don't know me. So why you hating? I'm praying. You don't have a clue about me in my life, but I'm praying for you. I'm praying for
wasn't the same. Got a billion people reaching for fame, and an out of order world overrating the game. I'm just trying to tell the truth, but they blind to the proof. Analyze the crazy things that's destroying the youth. Believe in the power that you have inside. You can break my things, but you can't break my pride. I'd rather find the light than sit and dying inside. I'd rather fight the war, I never run and hide. Used to think that life might have a lesson. Sitting alone, I never thought to count my blessings. Stressing, now I hold the word in my possession. Just another way for me to deal with my depression. See, people get caught up in the world of pain. All they do is lose, none of the things to gain. No regrets for the life that's living in shame. Gotta change yourself before you put in the sight of his aim. I'm praying, you don't have a clue about me in my life, but I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you.
Hey, this was definitely amazing to be able to share your music with the world. Talk a little bit about where everyone can find you at online.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry. My website is kimberlykimberly.net. You can find me all on the social media outlets, such as Facebook, Instagram, and things of that nature.
We're actually connected to your Facebook now. In terms of Twitter and Instagram, what is the screen names on there, or how can we find you on there?
The Music Model, Kimberly, the Music Model.
Gotcha. I think it definitely, what it is that you offer, I think that you're inspiring so many different people. And like I said before, I just think that there's a lot in terms of not just, the overall spirituality, but I just think that we've been looking for something more positive in music, and it's unfortunate, but we're just not really getting it in a lot of different places. So I think that what you have is definitely something that the world is looking for and has been looking for, and I think that it's going to continue to grow for you.
Yes, and I'm excited. The whole thing that I have going on, what God has for, the position that God actually has me in. I'm so excited to just tell the world my story and hope that it inspires you. You can find me, and my album is actually on a lot of music sites such as iTunes, Spotify. You can find me on Pandora. You can find me on Amazon. I'm everywhere, and I'm very reachable, findable. Like, you can find me, just type in Kimberly, Laugh at the Devil, and you'll be able to, pull up a lot of my information. But I definitely encourage. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say I think it's beautiful. I'm glad that we had this opportunity today.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate you guys allowing me this opportunity. People don't get this opportunity all the time, and I really thank God for Source Nation, and I really appreciate you, and God bless you for allowing me to take the time to talk about, my album and who I am as an artist. I love you guys. I'm so humble, and I'm just so full of joy that you guys love my music.
Yeah, I think it's great, and I mean, I can say all day that, it's definitely something that we've all been looking forward to, and it's something that we can cherish because of that positivity and from, for what people are really getting from it. And I know that Laugh at the Devil is out there. It's on, many different music websites and whatnot, and most definitely, to reiterate, iTunes. What else can we look forward to? I would even say just for the remainder of this year. Like, is there kind of a timeline that's spread out in addition to you doing shows and obviously promoting this album?
Like I said, as far as my shows and how I'm promoting the album, I'm doing a lot of things in my city. I'm basically setting up concerts and talent night, talent shows at night.
Right.
And I'm traveling. I'm going to go on tour this summer. I'll be in Atlanta next month. I'll be in Louisiana in August. And actually, the 1st of July, I would be in the Orlando area. So you guys definitely come out and support Kimberly. I really would appreciate it. And like I said, you can follow me on my fan page. If you like what you heard and you guys are really feeling my music and my whole style, you guys follow me. Follow me on Facebook. Kimberly, the Music Model, and you'll be able to see what I have going on, the different shows, the different cities I'll be in. I'm so excited, you guys, I'm very reachable. So you guys definitely hit me up, and on Facebook, send me a message if you just want words of encouragement or even prayer. I'm very reachable.
I think it's definitely great, and we will. We're going to take you up on that, and we're going to make sure that everybody has those social media handles, and we're going to make sure everybody has that website and make sure that they're flooding, all of the different ways that they can keep in touch with you and really reach out to you. Just to kind of close us out today, what type of words of encouragement, would you like to offer to, those that are listening to you today?
Well, I definitely want to encourage people to definitely pray more, because sometimes we want things from God and we're not giving, him anything. And he all he wants is our time. And our time is so precious to him. And when we give him our time, give it to him on a daily basis. Just pray, If you don't even have anything to say, which we all should have something to say, because God he's so good, But if you literally just not a person that normally pray, or, you just don't know how to talk to God, just call on his name. Just say Jesus. Just keep calling the name Jesus, and you'll start to feel something. And trust me, once you start just praying and talking to him on a daily basis, just like he's your friend, just like you would talk to your mom or your dad or your friend, just talk to him on a daily basis, and you'll start getting closer and closer to him. And he will start talking to you, and he'll start working in your life like never before. But we got to remember to give him our time. We got to remember to seek ye the kingdom of heaven first, and all of those things, all of the earthly things will just come, and it'll just fall in place. So y'all be encouraged, and y'all just stay prayed up, and just I love y'all. Y'all really encourage me, and y'all really inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing. I love y'all so much. Y'all just don't know.
And I think it goes definitely both ways. We definitely love what it is that you're bringing to the table, because it's something that we've been looking for. And, and a lot of times you kind of get to that point where you figure, I'm just not going to get it, or nobody's going to really deliver that to us. So I don't know if you realize what you really have as an artist, but I think that you have an amazing product, and I think it's going to continue to grow, exponentially for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that.
Connect with you. And, we definitely will do this again. So, get used to us, because you can't get rid of us now.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? You cannot get rid of me. I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to keep you in my realm. Absolutely. I am going to keep you guys.
Yeah, definitely keep us safe. And just an FYI, the conversation from today, we are going to upload it to the podcast area of iTunes, so people will be able to go back and listen to that again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys.
Most definitely. You have an amazing afternoon.
You too. God bless you.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it, Source Nation. We've wrapped up our second hour, and we've wrapped up the show today. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is Indie Soul Saturdays. Again, I was your host, James Johnson, and we will be back here same time, same place next Saturday.
Yo.